Chapter 81 Yu Xiaogang hopes his son will become a dragon. Please subscribe and vote monthly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In a room in the spirit fighting arena, Yu Xiaogang quickly asked. Mistress, have you asked me clearly what exactly happened between Dai Mubai and Ning Rongrong? Tang San thought for a while and said, Teacher, it seems that when school first started, Boss Dai insulted Rongrong for no reason. Rongrong was also a person with a temper, and the two sides formed a rift. After that, the two of them also appeared. There have been several conflicts. Naturally, he heard these things from Oscar. He also thought that Dai Mubai did something wrong, but Dai Mubai was both the captain and a veteran student of Shrek Academy. Tang San never knew how to speak about this kind of thing. Xiao San, you have to understand that as a control soul master, you are the brain of the team, and Dai Mubai and brother Ning Rong are equivalent to your hands and feet. If you can't solve the problem of uncoordinated hands and feet, then this team you can't go far. Yu Xiaogang grabbed Tang San's arm and said seriously. Tang San was startled, and then said, Teacher, I feel that other people are more suitable for commanding than me. Mistress. Yu Xiaogang's expression suddenly became much more serious. As a disciple of his master Jade, how could he be ordered around by others? You are born to be the leader of the team. As a control soul master, you must have an overview of the overall situation and give correct instructions to your partners. From the moment you embark on the path of a control soul master, this responsibility should be assumed by you. But, teacher, my martial spirit that the effect of the blue-silver grass was not that there was no restoration at all. After being promoted to soul master, the strength of his martial soul was still higher than before. Since the blue-silver emperor's bloodline was blocked by Hanyu, Tang San's blue-silver grass was equivalent to the ordinary blue-silver grass martial spirit. As the soul power increases, the hardness of blue-silver grass will increase to some extent. Yu Xiaogang felt dizzy when he thought of Wuhuan. This situation was something he had never seen before and was beyond his knowledge. Teacher, why don't you let me practice my second martial spirit? Before he finished speaking, Yu Xiaogang vetoed, absolutely not, Xiao San, I once told you that the first twin martial soul master on the mainland was because he attached soul rings to two martial souls at the same time, resulting in explosion and death. Do you want to make the same mistake again? This Tang San was speechless for a moment. He had a hunch that his blue-silver grass martial spirit might not be able to be cultivated for too long. Now, as the soul power level increases, the strength of blue-silver grass can no longer keep up. Even if it comes to the soul emperor, he may not even be able to control his blue-silver grass. Teacher, how about I transform to the auxiliary department? I heard from the dean and others that currently on the mainland, the mainstream of blue-silver grass is the healing department. Tang San suggested, blue-silver grass itself is not strong enough, so you can only use the control system if you have the bloodline of blue-silver king or above. As for the healing system, although it will not improve the talent or the strength of the martial spirit, it will at least give a useless martial spirit like Lan Yin Chao a way out. Hearing this, Yu Xiaogang's face instantly darkened. Xiao San, I have always thought you were an obedient child. Don't you believe my theory, that he was the one who suggested the path of control to Tang San? If Tang San overturned his theory in just a few words, how could he help Tang San in the future? The worst-case scenario is that you'll cry, make trouble, and hang yourself. As long as Tang San can be frightened, everything will be worth it. Okay, teacher, Xiao Wu and I will have a 2-on-2 spirit fight later, so I'll go first. At this time, Hanyu was sitting in the audience. This match is between Team Madness and Team Royal Fighter. The Imperial Battle Team is very famous in Tiando City, but Soto City is very far away from Tiando City. After all, Team Madness is a well-known local team, while Team Royal Do is just a little-known team. Before the game started, the odds between the two teams were as high as 5-1. Hanyu took advantage of the opportunity before the game to buy the Royal Do team with 100,000 gold soul coins to win. Since those big nobles want to make money, it would be a good choice for him to follow the trend and make money. Of course, he couldn't just sit here and watch the fighting spirit. In fact, he had been looking for Tang Hao's location ever since his battle with Tang Hao that day. He hadn't seen him for a long time no see. I miss you so much, what Han Yu missed was the blue-silver emperor's soul bone in his hand and the blue-silver emperor's seed of life. Now that there is the flame of life, it will be a matter of minutes for the blue-silver emperor to restore his 100,000-year-old cultivation. If he kills Ayin again, he will not only have a 100,000-year soul bone, but also a 100,000-year soul ring. Where did the mouse hide? I didn't find him here. In the original work, there is no explanation of Tang Hao's whereabouts at this time. Whether he was going to accompany his wife or what he was going for, Han Yu had no way of knowing. After taking another look at the situation in the spirit fighting arena, Han Yu slowly stood up and left the auditorium. Less than 3 minutes after the start of Fighting Soul, Team Madness has already used Madness. The Imperial Fighter team has very strong discipline, and everyone quickly retreats to avoid the time of madness. In such a situation, the outcome is already determined. When Han Yu walked to the place where he received the award, the spirit fight had just ended. Sir, this is your 500,000 gold soul coins. The staff handed the money to Han Yu with a complicated look. Thank you. Han Yu casually dropped a few gold soul coins as a tip and quickly ran out of the soul fighting arena. At this time, Qin Ming was communicating with several noble representatives outside the spirit fighting arena. Those nobles naturally treated Qin Ming favorably with someone who could make money for them. Han Yu looked at it from a distance and didn't care. What he has to do now is to place the imaging soul guide in the hotel where Shrek is staying. However, Flanders, because he had no money, arranged his residence far away from the spirit fighting arena. Han Yu entered Soto City relatively late, so he really didn't know where they lived. Although the soul power fluctuations on this soul guide are very small, in the eyes of title Douluo, there is no way to escape. Now that he was sure that Tang Hao was not here, he felt more relieved. Soon after, everyone in Shrek ended their spirit fighting, walked out of the spirit fighting arena and headed towards the hotel where they were staying. They didn't notice at all that Yudeo's figure was following behind them. Teacher, after these 2 days of spirit fighting, will our second phase of training also end? Tang San asked as he walked. Yu Xiaogang said calmly, I have calculated the fighting spirit points of each of you, and you have met my requirements so far. However, there are still 3 days until the fighting spirit badges are settled, and you still need to fight for the spirit. Xiaosan, your points can lead to the Golden Soul Fighting Badge, so you must win the next 3 days of competition. Do you understand? As the leader of the team, Yu Xiaogang believes that Tang San must obtain a higher level badge than other classmates in order to convince the crowd. Third brother, our 3-5 combination has never lost a game, you can definitely do it. Xiao Wu encouraged. Chapter 82 The Arrogant Yu Xiaogang, please subscribe and vote monthly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 2 days later in the afternoon, Yu Xiaogang, as the leader of the Shrek team, came to the Great Soul Fighting Arena early to sign up for the team. The team can only participate in 1 team fight a day. Team Shrek has gained a lot of reputation in Soto City recently, and many teams are unwilling to fight with them. Once they register late, they will not be able to be scheduled for today's fighting spirit, which is equivalent to wasting a day for no reason. Walking to the registration area, Yu Xiaogang handed the Shrek team's badge to the staff. I want to register. Team Shrek. Are you the leader of Team Shrek? The staff member asked in surprise. Mr. Leader, please wait a moment. After saying that, she quickly ran out of the counter with the fighting spirit badge. In the past few days, the nobles behind the Imperial fighting team had taken away a lot of gold soul coins from the soul fighting arena. In order to stop the losses in time, the director of the soul fighting arena targeted the Shrek 6 monsters. Yu Xiaojiang's figure slowly leaned to the side, his face a little ugly. This staff member took away the fighting spirit badge without any explanation. If it delayed Shrek's fighting spirit, he, Yu Xiaogang, had to let her know why the flowers were so red. Fortunately, the staff did not keep Yu Xiaogang waiting for long. Along with her came a middle-aged man. This person Yu Xiaogang had some impressions. Director Ao kindly reminded them of the match between Shrek and the Mad Warriors. Hello, dear Mr. Team Leader, I have something to talk to you about. Director Ao took the initiative to lower his body. When Yu Xiaogang heard this, he put his hands behind his back unconsciously, raised his head slightly, and looked like a master from this world. Does it represent you personally, or does it represent the Great Soul Fighting Arena? My time is limited, and I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. Manager AO was a little unhappy, but after all, he was asking for help, so he did not get angry. Mr. Leader, I represent the Great Soul Fighting Arena. I hope that the Shrek team can fight in the central main Soul Fighting Arena. Soul. Afraid that Yu Xiaogang would find excuses, Director AO returned the Shrek badge that had been upgraded to Silver Fighting Soul to Yu Xiaogang. According to the point statistics of the Great Soul Fighting Arena, Team Shrek has the right to obtain the Silver Soul Fighting badge. I can make the decision to issue the badges to you in advance. Yu Xiaogang narrowed his eyes slightly, and his strong point was to press his nose and face. There was a big financial group behind the Soul Fighting Arena, so he had to take advantage of this opportunity to make a good deal. Our Shrek team has our own training plan, and I don't want to disrupt it because of you, do you understand? Director AO quickly said, Mr. Team Leader, let me tell the truth. 3 days ago, a team of Soul Masters came to the Soul Fighting Arena. After 2 consecutive days of soul fighting, the nobles behind them have placed heavy bets on them. Their team is very strong. They haven't lost a single game so far. The Soul Fighting Arena also lost almost half of its profits for the whole year because of betting. There is no way in the big Spirit Fighting Arena not to open a betting market. Betting is an important way to make money in the Great Spirit Arena. If someone closes the market after making a lot of money, then who will dare to place bets in the future? Without the profit from the bet, the big Soul Fighting Arena is like having its arms chopped off. It is simply impossible to maintain such a large market. Yu Xiaogang was a little surprised. He guessed that such a powerful team probably had a lot of background. I remember Team Madness was defeated by them 2 days ago. Back then, the Shrek team tried their best to win, and Yu Xiaogang also played in that game. Although he was just a fool, he tried his best in that spirit fight, and finally won under the leadership of Tang San. After these days of spirit fighting, Tang San and the others had already developed the belief of being invincible. If they lost this match, they would be in big trouble. For a moment, Yu Xiaogang was reluctant to accept the other party's commission. Manager AO forced a smile. Yes, all the people we arranged for the Soul Fighting Arena were defeated by them. Mr. Team Leader, the strength of Team Shrek is obvious to all. I hope you can win back some for the Soul Fighting Arena. Face. With that said, Director AO increased the stakes. Mr. Team Leader, no matter whether you win or lose this soul fighting, our big Soul Fighting Arena will pay you an appearance fee of 10,000 gold soul coins. If you win, we will also pay you 50,000, no, 100,000 gold soul coins as reward. Furthermore, on behalf of the Great Soul Fighting Arena, I will bet 100,000 gold soul coins for you this time. As long as you can win, all the proceeds from the bet will belong to you. Even according to the lowest odds, as long as they win this time, they will get 200,000 gold soul coins, plus the 110,000 gold soul coins given by the fighting arena. I don't have to worry about funds for the next stage of training. However, our Shrek team only has 6 people. I can't guarantee whether the person recruited into the team will fall behind. Yu Xiaogang thought for a while and said. Don't worry about this, Mr. Team Leader. Our Great Soul Fighting Arena will allow a 39th level Soul Lord to join your team, and all command rights will be placed in your hands. Now that the words have come to this, Yu Xiaogang naturally has no reason to refuse. Moreover, with the hidden weapon in Tang San's hand, even at the last moment, it was still unclear who would win. Okay, I promise you. Please also prepare the opponent's information. I will bring the team members over later. Director AO responded, no problem, after your team members arrive, I will ask AO Phone to find you. Since Yu Xiaogang agreed to this spirit battle, the big spirit arena quickly determined the schedule. It also announced that this was a strong showdown to attract more people to place bets. The staff of the Great Soul Fighting Arena immediately sent Shrek's information to Qin Ming. After inquiring, he already knew the reputations of his junior classmates. Moreover, he was also happy for Flanders. As for this soul battle, he hoped that the Imperial fighter team would lose. For this reason, he released the news in advance. It is said that the Shrek team is very powerful and has many trump cards. Those noble gentlemen didn't say much. No matter whether the royal fighter team wins or loses, as long as it doesn't delay them from making money. Seeing this, the Great Fighting Spirit Arena suddenly felt that there was nothing wrong with letting the Imperial Fighting Team win. The deal was done. Since Director Ao contacted Shrek at the request of the higher-ups, he could not be blamed. Moreover, the Royal Fighter Team has gained a reputation recently, and many people are betting on them to win. Returning to the Huangdo Team Lounge, Qin Ming placed the information on the table. Teacher Qin, are you mistaken, Team Shrek? There is actually a great soul master in their team. Just like this, how dare the Soul Fighting Arena advertise that this is a strong showdown? Seeing the information about everyone in Shrek, Yu Feng said to this is scoffing. In the Shrek team, the only ones recruited, Ao Feng and Dai Mubai, have pretty good soul power. The others are either new soul masters or great soul masters. Isn't this kind of team just giving away food? Chapter 83 Yu Xiaogang, if you love her, then persuade her to return from the lost way. Please subsc. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qin Ming smiled in his heart. Shrek must win this game. Only in this way, when he went to Meng Xinji and proposed merging Shrek Academy into Tiando Royal Academy, could the other party agree. Shrek defeated the strong with the weak. Doesn't this prove their talents? After they entered Tiando Royal Academy, he allocated resources to them, but no one dared to say no. Yu Feng, there's something wrong with your mentality, so don't compete in this game. Yu Feng's soul power is as high as level 38. Replacing him will undoubtedly increase Shrek's chances of winning. Since the opponent is not strong, then in this game, all three of you, Zhu Zhuqing, Ling Xiao, and Zhu Daji, will go on the field. Cooperate more with other team members and accumulate experience in team spirit fighting. That is what you should do. Except for Yu Feng, no one else had any objections to Qin Ming's arrangements. Seeing that his goal was achieved, Qin Ming had no intention of staying. Since the opponent is not strong, Tianheng will let you lead everyone to discuss tactics. You have also studied with me for a long time, and it's time to have your own ideas. After saying that, he turned and left the lounge. Yu Tianheng picked up the materials and flipped through them casually. Yanzi, Lingling, you should also come up with some ideas. The usual team command is done by Du Guyan, the vice captain. And his main task is to be responsible for the team's frontcourt. Qibao Glazed Pagoda Martial Spirit, is she from the Qibao Glazed sect? Yi Lingling said in surprise when looking at the information in the document. Fortunately, she didn't fight souls these past few days, otherwise she might be in trouble if the other party saw her martial soul, but in fact, she was overthinking it. As Ning Fengji's appointed successor, Ning Rongrong had absolutely no way of knowing the dark side of these sections. You know, Ning Rongrong is the future sect leader, and exposing her to these dark sides from an early age will only distort her psychology and even make her extremely paranoid. When the day comes that she becomes the sect leader, the Qibao Glazed sect will be finished. Yu Tianheng looked at the name on the information and said with a smile, Rong, I know her, she is the daughter of Sect Master Ning. The amplification effect of Qibao Glazed Pagoda's martial spirit is very strong. Deji, when you face them, pay attention to the impact of the increase. Zhu Daji, like him, was at the front of the team. If Zhu Daji is eliminated prematurely, he will be under great pressure. Tian Heng, the opponent has control system, auxiliary system and food system soul masters. But we, Lingling and I, are not on the field. You should not fight a protracted battle with them. After reading the information, Du Guyan analyzed. That's exactly what I mean. Ling Xiao, I'll leave the evil fire phoenix soul master to you. Zhu Zhuqing, I'll leave the soft bone rabbit soul master to you. Yu Tianheng adopted a man-to-man tactic, while the two brothers Shuremo and Shuremo covered Oslo and rushed into Shrek's back row. Once Oscar and Ning Rongrong were eliminated, they could win without any pressure. Oscar. Oslo, isn't this your long-lost brother? After the tactical discussion, Yu Feng couldn't help but joke. Stinky bird, don't talk nonsense. There are too many people with the same name, not to mention this person's name is only slightly similar to mine. Oslo laughed and scolded. Yu Feng is actually a fun-loving person and a live treasure in the team. In terms of strength, he may not be good, but in terms of creating atmosphere, he is the strongest. However, if we are injured this time, Lingling, you have to treat us. Yu Tianheng said with a smile. Yi Lingling smiled and nodded, this time against Shrek. She really wanted to go and meet Tang San, but it was a pity that she couldn't play. Han Yu had a panoramic view of it all. Zhu Zhuqing and the other three were trained by him personally, so their strength was naturally not inferior to that of Tang San and others. However, he didn't remind them that Tang San had a hidden weapon. In a real life and death fight, it is impossible to know the opponent's trump card in advance. It is very necessary to cultivate their vigilance in battle, otherwise, they will only be vases in the future. On the other side, Yu Xiaogang told the story after returning to the hotel. The strength of the Imperial battle team is so strong. Ma Hongjun exclaimed after looking at the soul power levels of Yu Tianheng and others on the data. He had only broken through to level 27 a few days ago. Facing the Imperial fighting team with all soul masters, he could only take a beating. Fat man, look at this information and see what they are missing. Tang San smiled confidently. After reading the information, he understood that today's fighting spirit was stable. Ma Hongjun scratched his head and looked through it for a long time but found nothing. Third brother, are you talking about the opponent's personnel configuration? They only have power attack and agility attack type soul masters. Xiao Wu, who was observing carefully, said with a smile. Yes, it's not easy for you to see this, mistress. Yu Xiaogang took over the words with a smile. The auxiliary soul master is the key to the team's recovery and offensive again. In this regard, we have absolute the advantages. Control-type soul masters can effectively slow down the opponent's attack rhythm. In this battle of souls, you only need to use them up to win. Although Tang San's blue-silver grass was extremely mushy, his ability to seize the opportunity had not weakened. Moreover, the consumption of soul power by blue-silver grass is very low. Even if it will be torn apart by the opponent in an instant, Tang San is confident that he can hold his opponent back. Teacher is right, we need to fight a tug of war. As he said that, Tang San looked at Yu Xiaogang. Teacher, isn't the team member we recruited here? Xiao San, just inform him after you have discussed the tactics. This Ao Feng is a seasoned veteran of the great soul fighting arena. There will be no problems in cooperation. When Tang San heard this, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. Boss Dai, you and Ao Feng should be in the front row to resist their attack. I guess that this bloodthirsty porcupine martial spirit should form a double front row lineup with the blue electric overlord dragon soul master. Having said that, he did not wait for Dai Mubai's reply. Sharp-eyed Yu Xiaogang saw Dai Mubai staring at the names on the materials and couldn't help asking, Mubai, do you know anyone? This Zhu Zhuqing is my fiancé. Dai Mubai gritted his teeth. He and Zhu Zhuqing were both from the Star Luo Empire. Others may not know that Dai Mubai was from a high school, so this imperial battle was clearly a team from the Tiando Royal Academy. The man from the Xingluo Empire actually joined the official academy of the Tiando Empire. Isn't this a surrender to the enemy? Yu Xiaogang followed Dai Mubai's gaze and said, Zhu Zhuqing, is he from the Xingluo Zhu family? Suddenly, he thought of something. Mubai, do you have martial soul fusion skills with her? Dai Mubai nodded. Yu Xiaogang suddenly smiled. Mubai, there are only 6 people in our Shrek Academy now, and she is fully qualified to become our Shrek 7th monster. If you love her, then persuade her to return from her lost ways. Yu Xiaogang knew only too well the power of martial soul fusion skills. As long as they have this trump card, their chances of winning the Continental Senior Soul Master Elite competition in the future will undoubtedly be much greater. Wangung offers, please give me monthly votes and recommendation votes. Chapter 84. The advantage is mine. Please subscribe and vote monthly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Master, I. At first, the relationship between Zhu Zhuqing and him was almost broken, and it was probably impossible for them to get back together, and in this situation, how could he have the face to see Zhu Zhuqing? Only Flanders and a few teachers knew that Dai Mubai had lost his former glory. Seeing this, Flanders said quickly, Mubai, come with me. Yu Xiaogang understood and immediately said, Mubai, go and listen to what the dean has to say. After Dai Mubai left, Tang San continued, Fat man, the other party has a spirit master whose martial spirit is the flame black eagle, and yours is the phoenix. If you are stronger than her in terms of blood, you should be the one to contain her. The materials given by the soul fighting arena were accompanied by a portrait of Ling Xiao. Seeing the other party's appearance, Ma Hongjun's eyes suddenly lit up. Okay, third brother, I'll contain him. Ling Xiao's martial soul evolved acquiredly, and Qin Ming was not familiar with her, so he did not update her information when submitting the application. The same was true for Zhu Zhuqing. After all, there are so few situations where martial souls evolve the day after tomorrow, and not many people would think about it. Tang San's ideas were completely different from Yu Qianheng's tactics. Man-to-man tactics were the most classic and practical tactics. The opponent doesn't have any backhand measures. As long as I hold off, I will have the advantage. Victory will belong to Shrek. Tang Sanlang said with a smile. Everyone in Shrek, who had long been accustomed to tasting the fruits of victory, naturally believed in his words. Mistress, you arranged it very well. Yu Xiaogang did not forget to praise. Tang San smiled and said, Teacher, there is an idiom called carrying on the past and opening up the future. I have learned a lot of theoretical knowledge from you, and it's time to put it into practice. Carry on the past and open up the future. What a good idiom. The master and apprentice looked at each other and smiled, both full of confidence in the upcoming spirit fight. In another room, Flender said, Mubai, is it because of your body? Dai Mubai nodded. He had lost his glory, and if his fiancée found out about it, the engagement might be broken off. When the time comes, it won't be enough for him to just shout 30 years to Hadong, 30 years to Hashi. Don't bully young people into poverty. How can he, a useless person who doesn't do anything, learn from someone else's destiny? Mubai, your situation is easy to solve. Flanders said with an experienced tone, back then, Dean, I knew a person, and his situation was more serious than yours. Later, by chance, I met his first love. At that moment, his body returned to its original state. So I think that after the soul fighting is over, you should go find your fiancé. Maybe your body it can also be restored. Don't feel resentful because of the previous estrangement or temporary separation between you. Life is a long road, and you should cherish the people in front of you. Hearing this, Dai Mubai's eyes lit up and he felt that Flanders' method was feasible. As long as he can regain his glory, he is willing even if he is not allowed to touch other women for the rest of his life, only for today. As for Zhu Zhuqing's betrayal, he had long forgotten it. Go ahead and talk tactics with your teammates. Seeing Dai Mubai walking back confidently, Tang San smiled and said, Mubai, we will win this soul battle. Xiaosan, let me tell you some good news. Shrek will soon welcome the seventh monster. By then, we will be one unit. Dai Mubai laughed. Yu Xiaogang nodded with satisfaction upon seeing this. Tonight, there is no need for all of you to engage in one-on-one and two-on-two spirit battles. Keep up your energy and prepare for the team spirit fight. As soon as the master finished speaking, Tang San stretched out his right hand. Seeing this, everyone put their hands on him. Shrek, we must win. Little monsters, let's go. Flanders said with a smile, as if he could see the golden soul coins waving to him. Originally, he refused this spirit fight. It is not easy to develop the confidence to win. If you encounter a setback at this time, you will not be able to adjust in a short time. However, when I heard that as long as I win, I can get a minimum bonus of 310,000 gold soul coins. Whether you have confidence or not is not important at all, only money is the most important. Hanyu, who saw this scene through the imaging soul guide, couldn't help but sneered, you guys should just take it easy. Zhu Qing and the others have the Zihua of the fallen heart flame, even if they are still Tang San from the original time and space. In this match it's not like winning. Zihua can be controlled by the main body. Originally, Hanyu did not intend to take action secretly, but no matter what, Qin Ming's guy Sima Zhao's heart was caught in his eyes. He wanted to use those big nobles to deal with him. How could Qin Ming get what he wanted? Don't you like to do little tricks behind your back? Then I'll let you shoot yourself in the foot. Thinking of this, Han Yu went to the betting area and bought 100,000 gold soul coins for the Imperial Fighter team to win. After all, he was still playing on the sidelines in this game. If the little brat could win, Han Yu would no longer have to hang out in the mainland. Before the war, Shrek's preparations were quite sufficient, and Tang San even warned him about the precautions several times. On the other hand, for the Huangdo team, Qin Ming, the teacher, wanted them to lose, not to mention Yu Tianheng and the others didn't pay much attention to it. The match between the Royal Dou team and the Shrek team was considered the finale. In order to prepare for this competition, the soul fighting arena even cleared the soul fighting stage early. There is no way. In terms of betting on this game, the fighting spirit arena is very likely to lose blood. Increasing the occupancy rate of the audience can make up for some losses. In the contestants' passage, there was still half a stick of incense time before the competition, and everyone in Huangdo was arranged to assemble in advance by the people from the soul fighting arena. As for the Shrek team, they are not in the same channel as the Imperial team. Xiao, the teacher said he would come to Soto City. Why haven't we seen him yet? Zhu Zhuqing asked in a low voice. Zhuqing, maybe the teacher is watching us secretly. All three of us are playing in this game, we can't let the teacher down. Ling Xiao puffed up his chest and said seriously. Zhu Zhuqing was about to speak but stopped. She vaguely felt that Han Yu was beside her, but she still found no sign of him. Before the game started, Tang San encouraged his teammates again. Everyone, please relax. Even if we lose this game, it is still a good learning opportunity. What's more, as long as we follow my way, we will not lose at all. Little brother Tang San, after the game begins, I will be responsible for containing the opponent's Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon Soul Master. The rest is up to you. Ao Feng said with a smile. He was a temporary member of the team, so it would be unrealistic for him to cooperate brilliantly with others. As long as he can hold Yu Tianheng back, everything will be easy to handle. Xiao San, we will win this game. Dai Mubai said confidently. In this game, he wanted to show his strength and let Zhu Zhuqing know how powerful he was. Chapter 85 The Emperor Fights 6 Monsters. Please subscribe and vote monthly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Welcome everyone to the Soto Spirit Fighting Arena. It's a great honor to meet all of you distinguished guests again. I am Douluo, the host of tonight's Team Spirit Fight. As Douluo appeared, everyone in the audience stopped moving. Many of these spectators came to see Douluo, and of course, many LSPs came to see Douluo, wearing skirts and flying around in the air. These guys are so hungry. After some disguise, Han Yu sat at the front of the auditorium. He knew that if there was a conflict with Shrek, Qin Ming would not mediate. His students, Han Yu, couldn't be bullied by Shrek's bunch of rotten fish and shrimps. Now, please invite the players from both sides to come on stage. As soon as Douluo finished speaking, Shrek and his team walked out of the player tunnel. They all wore masks, and they really looked like that. During his appearance, Ma Hongjun stroked his mohawk from time to time, thinking he looked handsome doing so. This guy really deserves a beating. Is she the red-haired grass chicken that Sister Lingling calls her? Looking at Ma Hongjun's pretentious performance, Ling Xiao said with disdain. Sister Xiao, he is Ma Hongjun. I have met him before at Shrek Academy. Zhu Daji confirmed in a low voice. Okay, don't worry, Daji, I will avenge you today. Ling Xiao said carelessly. When Zhu Daji was admitted to Shrek and eliminated, Ma Hongjun insulted him a lot, and Ling Xiao was also disgusted by Shrek's people. Now, with the help of Han Yu, their strength is no longer what it used to be. Facing Shrek, they can only relieve their hatred by striking hard. Flashy. Yu Tianheng snorted coldly. The next one to appear is the Royal Fighter team. As the announcement rang, everyone in the Imperial fighting team slowly walked out of the passage. Compared to the Shrek team, their appearance was relatively normal. They have an absolute strength advantage, and it would be redundant to do all those bells and whistles. The two sides gathered in the center of the spirit fighting arena, and Douluo quickly landed beside them. However, she was not in a hurry to speak. The trash talk session before the game was also a highlight of the fighting spirit. Ao Feng was originally supervisor Ao's brother and an old man in the Great Soul Fighting Arena. The Great Soul Fighting Arena has invested a lot of money in this competition, so he must come up with something interesting. Team Huangdo, I think you are Team Huangdo, don't let me defeat you in this match. Ao Feng said with a proud look on his face. Hearing this, the first person to react was not the members of the Royal Do team, but the Shrek team. Tang San's expression froze, he didn't know whether he should continue or not. In this game, they are essentially using money to do things, so there is no need to offend anyone. The Imperial team ignored Ao Feng, but Yu Qianheng looked at Dai Mubai with a serious look. The White Tiger Martial Spirit, as the inherited martial spirit of the Xingluo royal family, is no weaker than the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon Martial Spirit. Yu Qianheng was thinking in his mind, how he should deal with Dai Mubai if he fought against him. Captain, leave that Dai Mubai to me to hold him back, and I'll deal with the guy who just made the noise as soon as possible. Zhu Daji whispered at this time. Okay, Daji, you should be careful. Yu Qianheng agreed, seeing that both parties had no intention of speaking harshly. Douluo was about to announce that the spirit fight had entered the preparation stage, but unexpectedly Dai Mubai suddenly said, Zhu Qing, come back when you've had enough trouble. I look forward to you becoming Shrek's seventh strange. Leave these words to your lover. Zhu Qing snorted coldly, is there a situation? Douluo was slightly startled, but was not in a hurry to announce the start of the spirit fight. Eating melon is also a kind of attraction. After all, when you come to the soul fighting arena, in addition to seeing beauties and fighting spirits, you can also eat melons. Zhu Qing, I have dumped those sluts. Come back. I promise to only love you from now on. The oath deadline is today only. You can feel Dai Mubai's deep affection through the mask, but now, there is no martial soul fusion skill between the two of them, and Zhu Qing doesn't have any feeling of closeness to Dai Mubai. She only felt nauseated at Dai Mubai's performance. Tang San also heard Yu Xiaogang talk about the spirit fusion skill. If possible, he naturally hopes that Zhu Qing can join them, but the game is about to begin, and if he continues to talk about it, it will inevitably make people think that they are suspected of match fixing. After all, there are many people betting on this game, and even they have placed their bets privately. Pulling Dai Mubai's sleeve, Tang San shook his head and said, Boss Dai, we can wait until after the game to discuss this matter, otherwise it will be difficult for everyone. Dai Mubai knew the pros and cons of this, so he snorted and said nothing. Seeing that there was nothing left to eat, Douluo quickly announced, Attention, both teams, from now on, you have 1 minute to summon your own martial spirit. This game was Dai Mubai's battle to seize his wife, so he naturally had to perform well. He took the initiative to take 2 steps forward and said loudly, Brothers, activate the martial spirit. Yu Qianheng also took 2 steps forward, let them see how powerful we are. Blue Electric Tyrannosaurus, it really is the Blue Electric Tyrannosaurus martial spirit. The tickets for this show are worth it. Not only do you get to see Douluo's spring scenery, but you also get to see one of the top 3 sects, the Blue Electric Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's not all. That little girl's Lioli Pagoda martial spirit is the inherited martial spirit of Qibao Lioli. Doesn't this mean that people from 2 of the above 3 sects suddenly appeared? If there are people from the Haotian sect, tonight's trip will be really worthwhile. Hush, people from the Haotian sect will not appear here. Brother, what do you say? Seeing the martial spirits of both sides, the audience immediately started talking. The moment Yu Xiaogang saw the blue electric Tyrannosaurus spirit, his eyes were a little happy, but he quickly hid it. As an outcast who was kicked out by the sect, he didn't have much affection for the sect. Xiaogang, this. Seeing Yu Tianheng's martial spirit, Flanders quickly looked at Yu Xiaogang. The blue electric Tyrannosaurus is a top-level martial spirit, and unlike other martial spirits, the spirit ring that the blue electric Tyrannosaurus can obtain must be a subdragon soul beast. This means that their soul skills are also extremely powerful. It seems that this spirit battle is quite stressful for the little monsters. Flender pushed up his glasses and said, Yu Xiaogang smiled confidently, it doesn't matter, don't forget that Xiao San and the others still have a trump card. What kind of Yu Tianheng, what kind of nephew, can have his own direct disciple Xiang? As long as Tang San can defeat Yu Tianheng, Yu Xiaojiang's reputation will inevitably spread within the family. when the time comes, those who originally looked down on him will be waiting to be slapped in the face. Xiao San does have a set of hidden weapons. When he asked me to test it before, I was turned into a hedgehog. Zhao Wuji said bitterly, not long ago, Yu Xiaogang specially conducted this test in order to let Tang San understand the power of hidden weapons. As a result, without the dragon needle, Zhao Wuji's injuries were much better than in the original time and space. Friendship comes first and competition comes second. Xiao San and the others will make a choice. Flanders said with a smile. Chapter 86 Ma Hongjun was brutally murdered. Please subscribe and vote monthly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Boss die, follow the plan, Xiao Ao, prepare your flying mushroom intestines. When the opponent's agility attack spirit master breaks through, you quickly take off. As soon as the spirit fighting began, Tang San quickly made arrangements. If the blue-silver grass martial spirit had not weakened, with the help of the purple demon eyes, he would have the confidence to block the opponent's attack. Don't worry, mistress. Oscar took the initiative to stand in front of Ning Rongrong. In the spirit fighting arena, food-based spirit masters are not prohibited from preparing food before the game. For this reason, Oscar used up almost all his soul power to make sausages before the game started. Even now, he still has not returned to his best condition. The first soul skill, White Tiger Protective Barrier, that the first soul ring lit up, and a white soul barrier appeared around Dai Mubai. Then, he took the initiative to find Zhu Daji. Yu Tianheng was restrained by Ao Feng, and he had to quickly deal with Zhu Daji to relieve the pressure on their back row. As for the consumption of soul power, he didn't need to worry. Oscar stuffed him with a lot of big sausages before the game, which was enough for him to do it from beginning to end. In the audience, Han Yu looked at Dai Mubai, who was chasing and beating Zhu Daji, and couldn't help but sneer. If you count Dai Mubai's highlight moments in detail, it seems that every time he is abusing. Even if he rarely has a complete victory against opponents of the same level. TSK, he only bullies the weak, which is really in line with Dai Mubai's style. However, Zhu Daji was not someone who could be manipulated by him. The bloodthirsty porcupine's own defense was strong enough, and now with the blessing of the alien fire, he was fully capable of pulling out Dai Mubai's tiger fangs. As for Yu Tianheng, Han Yu simply ignored him. Ao Feng's martial spirit can only be said to be average, not powerful. But he can perfectly hold Yu Tianheng and Osluo down, not to mention how strong he is, but he is really good at containing people. This is a talent. Now that the new college is about to start construction, the search for teachers for the college should also be put on the agenda. Ao Feng relied on this one-handed control technique. No matter what his soul power level was, he was enough to become a teacher in the Advanced Soul Master Academy. Apart from anything else, Han Yu couldn't do this kind of restraint anyway. Moreover, even if he is replaced by Yu Tianheng, there will be no other way to defeat the enemy except using hard power to suppress the opponent. Flanders also had the same idea as him. Xiaogang, this Ao Feng's containment method is really unique. How about we recruit him into the academy? That Yu Xiaogang sneered. Flender, when will cats and dogs be able to enter Shrek Academy? If nothing else, with his level 39 soul power, is he qualified to be the teacher of the little monsters? Hearing this, Flanders closed his mouth angrily. He didn't expect that Yu Xiaogang would have such a big reaction. In this case, this matter can only be dropped. Yu Xiaogang's inner thought was to let Ao Feng become a teacher. When Tang San and the others won the Soul Master competition, wouldn't this be taking away his credit for no reason? Moreover, who is Ao Feng, and is he qualified to teach his precious disciple? Ling Xiao used a flaw to give Ma Hongjun some advantages, and the latter couldn't wait to say. I heard your name is Ling Xiao, how about you be my girlfriend? Are you worthy of Shrek's red-haired grass chicken? Ling Xiao sneered, and the first soul ring at Ling Xiao's feet suddenly lit up. Who are you calling a loser? Ma Hongjun was furious. His martial spirit is the pride of their Caoji village. The phoenix coming out of the henhouse naturally takes this aspect very seriously. The second soul skill, Phoenix of Desire, the first soul skill, Phoenix Fire Wire, that with the blessing of the fire attribute of the second soul skill, the power of his first soul skill has increased a lot. Ma Hongjun, who has no ability to fly, can only stand on the ground and spit fire. You're just a freewheeling chicken, but you dare to call yourself a phoenix. Ling Xiao sneered and said, the second soul skill, ignite the prairie fire, that with the enhanced fire attribute ability of her first soul skill, the power of her second soul skill became even more powerful. Her target was not only Ma Hongjun, but the flames of the ranged attack also burned all the blue-silver grass that Tang San had filled throughout the spirit fighting arena. Fat man, back off. Tang San shouted quickly. He knew the temperature of Ma Hongjun's flame. And Ling Xiao's flame is pure phoenix fire, which is not comparable to the flame of a bastard like Ma Hongjun. However, Ma Hongjun didn't listen to his words. The moment Ma Hongjun's flame was swallowed up by the phoenix fire, he suddenly woke up, but it is already very difficult to escape at this time. His surroundings were already surrounded by the flames of Ling Xiao. Impossible, my flame is the fire of the phoenix, how could I be swallowed up by your flame? I don't know whether it was fear or something else, but Ma Hongjun was stunned in place. Go home and think about it slowly. Ling Xiao didn't want to keep a scourge like Ma Hongjun. Moreover, the former is Shrek's dog. Ling Xiao might have some concerns about killing people, but she still dared to destroy Ma Hongjun. Xiao Wu, we must not reduce our numbers. You have the ability to teleport. Find a way to support Fatty. Tang San shouted. Ning Rongrong also provided Xiao Wu with an increase at this time. Third brother, don't worry. At this time, Shi and Zhu Zhuqing were still trying to contain each other. With Tang San's blue-silver grass support in place, Xiao Wu quickly rushed to support. Ma Hongjun was in a deep position. If she rushed over to support her, she would most likely fall into the opponent's encirclement. However, who said this was arranged by her three GGs? Naturally, she rushed over without hesitation. Suffer death. Ling Xiao's figure swooped down, a colorless flame appeared in her palm. She was planning to use this falling flame palm to eliminate Ma Hongjun. Damn fat man, please move. Xiao Wu scolded. It's a pity that Ma Hongjun didn't hear her words at all. Hit by Ling Xiao's palm, his body flew backwards and passed out. Ling Xiao had no intention of letting him go, but Xiao Wu was held back by the two brothers Mo Shi and Shi Mo. You bullied Daji and spoke rudely to me. You Shrek really don't have a good character. Last time, your Zhao Wuji injured my grandfather. This time I want to seek justice from you. Flanders in the audience suddenly had a bad premonition. Sure enough, the next moment, a fiery red flame appeared in Ling Xiao's palm. With a slight wave of her little hand, the flame fell on Ma Hongjun's lower body. Hongjun. Flanders' eyes suddenly turned red, and his whole aura became more and more violent. Hold it, Dean, you can't take action. Do you want the little monsters to lose the game, and do you want us to be expelled from the great soul fighting arena? Zhao Wuji hurriedly advised, if an outsider directly interferes with the fighting spirit, not only will the people from the big fighting spirit field come to their door, but the team related to him will also be directly judged to lose, or even expelled from the fighting spirit field. But, Hongjun. Flanders, mistress will avenge Hongjun. Yu Xiaogang said calmly with his hands behind his back. After all, Ma Hongjun was not his disciple. In the spirit fighting arena, Ling Xiao threw Ma Hongjun casually. With his current situation, he can only be a father-in-law in the future. While he is young now, entering the palace is also a good way out. Seeing this scene, Hanyu couldn't help but gasped, is this little girl so irritable? She actually gave Ma Hongjun an eradication. Unless Yi Lingling takes action, it is impossible for Ma Hongjun to grow back. Flanders quickly walked to the spirit fighting arena and carried Ma Hongjun back. Chapter 87 Tang San explodes, the person who hurts Xiao Wu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 87 Tang San's explosion, the person who hurt Xiao Wu. Team Huangdo was the first to eliminate one person from Team Shrek. The balance of victory seems to be tilting towards Team Huangdo. Can they win the final victory? Douluo explained the situation on the field in an exaggerated tone. On the soul fighting stage, Xiao Wu's movements were very flexible, and the two brothers Shi Mo and Shi Mo couldn't capture her figure at all. Now that Ma Hongjun has been eliminated, she has no rescue target, surrounded by her opponents, she must get out as soon as possible. Unfortunately, Ling Xiao would not give up the opportunity to eliminate Xiao Wu. Spreading her xianfeng wings, she quickly flew towards Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu. Seeing that the situation was not good, Tang San tried to use blue-silver grass to pull Xiao Wu back. In order to avoid Ling Xiao's phoenix fire, Tang San deliberately released the blue-silver grass from under the floor of the spirit fighting arena. However, he was not the only smart person present. Shuremo and Shuremo had not made any moves before this, just to observe Tang San's shooting habits. Feeling the fluctuation of soul power under the floor, Shuremo controlled the turtle shield in his hand and landed on the only path of blue-silver grass. The next second, the third soul skill under his feet lit up. The third soul skill, shield explosion, that with a loud noise, a large hole was blown out of the floor of the fighting spirit arena. Feeling that the blue-silver grass was destroyed, Tang San suddenly turned pale. The third soul skill, spark of fire. Ling Xiao seized the opportunity and quickly released the soul skill. For a moment, many red light spots appeared around Xiao Wu. But she didn't know the purpose of these light spots. Ling Xiao had never used this soul skill before, so there was no relevant record in the information about the great soul fighting arena. At this time, Tang San had not learned the distraction control from the Seven Treasures Glazed Tiles sect. The moment he helped Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqin had already taken advantage of the situation and broke through to the back row. Oscar and the two hurriedly took off into the air and temporarily escaped disaster. Seeing this, Tang San had no choice but to look away from Xiao Wu. Looking at the spots of light around her, Xiao Wu also knew not to touch them, but her teleportation could not be released indefinitely. As the light point gradually approached, she had no retreat. Do you still want to hide? Ling Xiao smiled, then lightly tapped her right hand, and multiple light spots quickly fell on Xiao Wu. The next second, the light spot turned into a sea of fire, completely engulfing Xiao Wu. No! Xiao Wu! Tang San's eyes were about to burst, and his clenched teeth made a rattling sound. I will not let go of anyone who hurts Xiao Wu. Tang San's eyes turned scarlet, and his entire face became extremely ferocious. He walked step by step in Xiao Wu's direction, completely forgetting about Oscar and Ning Rongrong's situation. Hey, is this Hongjun? He doesn't even use his soul skills. Seeing this scene, Hanyu couldn't help but be speechless. In Tang San's heart, he might have labeled Ling Xiao and the others as the path to death. On the soul fighting stage, although Zhu Daji's soul power was far inferior to that of Dai Mubai, the two fought vigorously. Moreover, Dai Mubai also took Oscar's sausage to restore his soul power, but he did not gain any advantage. Without Tang San's obstruction, Zhu Zhuqing appeared beside Ning Rongrong and Oscar without any surprise. Do you still need to resist? Zhu Zhuqing said coldly. Oscar and Oscar looked at each other with bitterness in their eyes. If they continue to struggle, aren't they looking for a fight? Thank you for showing mercy. The two of us admit defeat. After that, Oscar and Ning Rongrong walked out of the spirit fighting arena. At this time, the flames on Xiao Wu's body dissipated. The entire soul fighting arena was filled with the aroma of meat. Why do I smell roasted rabbit? Brother, that little girl's martial spirit is a rabbit. It was roasted by fire just now. Maybe it's the aroma of the roasted martial spirit. Brother, you have a lot of imagination. Let me take a look. This little girl is probably the reincarnation of a rabbit. The audience did not take it too seriously to watch the excitement and started discussing it one after another. It seems that Team Shrek has been defeated. However, Team Shrek has staged many reversals in the past. I wonder if they can reverse the situation this time. Let's wait and see. Douluo once again explained appropriately. In the spirit fighting arena, Tang San slowly picked up Xiao Wu. Seeing that the opponent's life was not in danger, he sent Xiao Wu out of the spirit fighting arena. Xiao San, if you can't do it, just admit defeat. Don't let everyone get hurt. Flanders said weakly in the audience. However, Tang San in Hongjun State wouldn't listen. He also wanted to avenge Xiao Wu. At the same time, Dai Mubai was also eliminated when Zhu Zhuqing and Zhu Daji jointly attacked. Ao Feng saw that the situation was not good and took the initiative to walk out of the spirit fighting arena. After all, he only used money to do things, and since Qin Ming asked the nobles to change the betting team, the Duhan arena wished that Team Shrek would lose. Currently, Tang San was the only one left on the field. Qin Ming, who was standing in the stands, was suddenly anxious. He didn't expect that Shrek's juniors and juniors would be so vulnerable. As the only remaining Tang San, faced with the siege of 7 people, defeat would be a matter of time. In this way, not only would he lose his role in front of the noble lords, but even Shrek's entry into the Tiando Royal Academy would be difficult. Before he could figure out the consequences, the situation on the field reversed. Tang San's hands were seen quickly reaching for the soul guide on his waist. The next moment, hidden weapons all over the sky were fired at everyone in the Imperial fighting team. Caught off guard, everyone in Huangdo was hit, holding back the pain. Shuremo and Shuremo quickly set up their turtle shields in front of their team members to resist Tang San's attack. Zhu Zhuqing and Ling Xiao reacted faster and were only hit by a bone-penetrating nail. This injury will not affect them at all, but Yu Tianheng and Oslo have completely lost their combat effectiveness. Beautiful, this fellow Tang San really surprised me. Qin Ming laughed in his heart. No matter what kind of weapon Tang San used, it was enough to defeat the Huangdo team. Cracks quickly appeared on the stone and graphite tortoise shells. We can't hold it anymore, run away, he said, and the tortoise shell shattered. In order to cover the retreat of their teammates, they were struck with many hidden weapons, but Tang San's hidden weapons are not unlimited. After breaking through the turtle shell with all his strength, his hidden weapons have been used up. Ghostly. Now, only Ling Xiao and Zhu Zhuqing are still standing in the Huangdo team. Moreover, Ling Xiao was the culprit who caused Xiao Wu's injury. With only a trace of sanity left, Tang San drank the flying mushroom sausage prepared by Oscar in advance and flew into the air to fight Ling Xiao. The mysterious jade hand controls the crane and captures the dragon. Tang San was not weak in close combat ability. With the continuous activation of Xiantian Kong in his body, he had already suppressed Ling Xiao firmly. Humph, if you don't surrender at this time, the students taught by Han Yu have no brains. Qin Ming snorted coldly. As the teacher of the Imperial fighting team, he actually wanted his students to lose the fighting spirit. This teacher is really competent. Chapter 88 Tang San uses whatever means necessary. Please subscribe and vote monthly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Han Yu in the audience was ready to take action at any time. Once Zhu Zhuqing and the two are defeated, he can use Fallen Heart Yan Zihua to make one of them gain strength instantly. However, he would not do this until Zhu Zhuqing and the two were completely unable to fight back. On the soul fighting stage, although Ling Xiao was no match for Tang San, her constant pulling and consumption had left many scars on Tang San's body. Even if she was really eliminated, with so many injuries, Tang San would definitely not be easy. In the end, just let Zhu Zhuqing finish the battle. Dai Mubai, Oscar and Ning Rongrong, who were thrown off the soul fighting stage but were not injured, did not leave. After seeing Tang San suddenly explode, they also prayed silently in their hearts, praying that Tang San could win. As for Yu Xiaogang, after seeing this scene, the corner of Yu Xiaogang's mouth couldn't help but curl up. Xiao Wu was Tang San's forbidden wife. And the Huangdo team actually injured Xiao Wu, so let's wait for Tang San's punishment. Yu Xiaogang was even still imagining what the expressions of those in the family who looked down on him would be like when Yu Tianheng returned to the family and revealed that Tang San was his disciple. Ling Xiao endured the flight for 1 minute. Tang San fell back to the ground, and seeing that he couldn't touch Ling Xiao, he immediately aimed at Zhu Zhuqing. The third soul skill, instant kill with shadow. That the moment the third soul ring lit up, Zhu Zhuqing's figure turned into a ball of black smoke and disappeared. When he reappeared, he was already behind Tang San. Her claws quickly grabbed down, leaving deep visible bone scars on Tang San's back. No, her martial spirit is not a ghost civet. The moment he saw Zhu Zhuqing's spirit skill, Dai Mubai discovered the clue. Normally, the first 3 soul skills of the Zhu family are fixed. As for Zhu Zhuqing, all 3 soul skills have changed. Dai Mubai had known her first 2 soul skills for a long time. Now that they have changed, there is only one possibility: her martial soul has changed. How is it possible? Can the martial spirit still evolve? Dai Mubai was a little dumbfounded. However, Zhu Zhuqin would not explain anything to him. Facing such injuries, normal people would definitely not be able to hold on, but Tang San managed to hold on. Turning around, his white jade-colored hands quickly grabbed Zhu Zhuqin, and then, using the technique of controlling a crane and capturing a dragon, he threw Zhu Zhuqin out. Use the strange fire I gave you. You are injured now. It will not be good for you to use it for a long time. Han Yu, who analyzed the situation, sent a message to Zhu Zhuqin. The latter looked stunned for a moment, and then a delighted smile appeared on her face. The teacher is here as expected. I can't let the teacher down. As if he had motivation in his heart, Zhu Zhuqin quickly shouted, Xiao Xiao, follow the method taught by the teacher. Ling Xiao nodded in agreement, and at the same time, a colorless flame appeared again in her palm. Falling flame palm, the two of them moved in tandem, and their attacks fell on Tang San at the same time. You guys, all die. Tang San was like a man possessed. Regardless of his injuries, he forcefully attacked Ling Xiao. Humph, that's it. Ling Xiao smiled. She is originally a fire attribute soul master, and her control over strange fire is better than Zhu Zhuqin and others. Following her thought, a fire in Tang San's body was born. Even Tang San couldn't bear the pain that hit his heart. With a plop, Tang San fell to his knees, completely losing his fighting ability. Xiaogang, give up quickly. If this continues, Xiao San will lose his life. Looking at the situation on the field, Flanders suddenly became extremely anxious. Yu Xiaogang had already been stunned on the spot. Tang San, who was good at creating miracles, actually lost this time. Wow, I didn't expect the situation to turn around again. Player Senju Shura didn't defeat the Imperial Fighter team in one go. The only two remaining members of the Imperial Fighter team actually teamed up to defeat him. It's simply unbelievable. Douluo exclaimed. For the audience, this battle of spirits has been reversed twice in a row. It is already a wonderful match that has been rare in several years and is worthy of continued reflection after the game. Team Shrek, surrender. With no other choice, Flanders shouted these words feebly. Lost, I actually lost. Tang San fell to his knees, somewhat unwilling to accept this reality. Lingling, let's go rescue people quickly. Duguian said quickly. Qin Ming was missing, and they didn't expect Qin Ming to pick them up. The two of them quickly rushed out of the lounge and ran straight towards the soul fighting stage. On the other side, Qin Ming looked at this scene stupidly. He didn't expect that Zhu Zhuqin and Ling Xiao, who were usually inconspicuous, could actually lead the team to a comeback. Teacher Qin, that's the end of the matter, let's leave first. The nobles behind him left one after another. In this game, the odds of Shrek's victory were very high, and some nobles placed bets on both sides in order to be safe. Now that the soul fighting is over, they have only suffered a small loss. As for Qin Ming, it has lost its use value to them, and there is no need to see him again in the future. Tianheng, how are you? Du Guyan said anxiously. There were many hidden weapons stuck on Yu Tianheng's body. Even though Du Guyan carefully removed them, it still caused Yu Tianheng endless pain. There is nothing we can do. These weapons are in the fatal parts. Sister Yanzi, be careful. Although they won, everyone in Huangdo was not very happy. On the other side, Dai Mubai ran up to the spirit fighting arena and pulled Tang San up. Xiao San, let's go. The latter's eyes were dull. When he passed by the Huangdo team, he saw Yi Lingling, who was treating everyone. As a former beneficiary, he naturally knew the effect of Yi Lingling's treatment. Yes, Xiao Wu, let her treat Xiao Wu. So, Tang San threw Dai Mubai away. Regardless of his own injuries, he took out a dagger from the soul guide, came behind Yi Lingling, and quickly put the dagger on her neck. Teacher Yi, I am Tang San. Please treat Xiao Wu quickly, otherwise, don't blame me for not remembering our old friendship. Old love? Yi Lingling sneered in his heart. Back when she was at Notting Academy, Tang San's master and apprentice had often tricked her. Now, he actually wants to hold her hostage. Do he really think she is a vase? Falling flame palm. Yi Lingling smiled coldly. and the flames of the fallen heart condensed in her palms. With one palm push, Tang San, who was already seriously injured, was struck by a sudden blow and passed out. Yu Xiaogang, who was just about to take Tang San back, saw this scene and immediately scolded. "Yi Lingling, you bitch, Tang San was once your student, and you treated him like this. Flanders, you are still stunned. What are you doing? Tang San is going to be beaten to death." Flanders saw the scene just now. It was Tang San who kidnapped Yi Lingling first, and now that he was killed, he couldn't use this as an attack. After all, the audience in the Great Soul Fighting Arena has not dispersed yet. If this ignites public opinion, Shrek and the others will not be able to survive. However, Yu Xiaogang still refused to give in. He walked up to Yi Lingling and pointed. His mouth must be as stinky as it is, and he didn't even mention Tang San's first move. Wan Gung offers, "Please give me monthly votes and recommend votes." Chapter 89 Shrek's Tyranny. Han Yu appears. Please subscribe and vote monthly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bang Duguyen, who couldn't stand it anymore, slapped Yu Xiaogang hard on the face. "Keep your mouth clean, otherwise I won't mind killing you, you level 29 waste." Duguyen said in a fierce tone. Flanders, who was hesitating whether to take action, suddenly heard Ning Rongrong's urgent voice. "Dean, that is the Jiuxin Haitang martial spirit, which is the best healing martial spirit on the mainland." Xiao Wu's injury was serious, and Ning Rongrong had a good relationship with her, so she naturally wanted Yi Lingling to treat Xiao Wu. "Jiuxin Haitang, what kind of martial spirit is this?" Flanders asked without knowing what was going on. Ning Rongrong explained. "Dean, the status of this kind of martial spirit among the healing martial spirits is equivalent to the 7 treasures glazed pagoda of the auxiliary martial arts. Its therapeutic effect is far beyond that of other martial spirits." "Really?" Flanders blurted out. He checked Ma Hongjun's injury and found that it had been cut off, and ordinary healing soul masters would not be able to make it grow back. After what Ning Rongrong said, Flanders believed that Yi Lingling could cure Ma Hongjun. Humph, Ma Hongjun was originally injured by the people in their imperial fight, and it was only natural that he should be treated by them. Having made up his mind, Flanders stepped forward and grabbed Duguyen's hand. "Haha, little girl, go treat our Shrek team. The slap you just gave Xiaogang is over." After saying that, 7 soul rings of yellow, purple, black, and black appeared under Flanders' feet. The cultivation level of the 78th level soul saint was immediately exposed. "You guys want to bully the small with the big?" Duguyen's beautiful eyes were cold. As long as Flanders dared to take action, she would definitely tell her grandfather about the matter after she returned. Yi Lingling, however, had a different idea. As a teacher, Qin Ming didn't stand up when his students were provoked by others. How could he be considered a teacher? Yu Xiaogang glanced at Flanders and didn't say much. Compared to himself, Tang San was more important. "What if I don't?" Faced with Flanders' oppression, Yi Lingling was not afraid at all. "Humph, how brave. In that case, I can only invite you to Shrek Academy as a guest." After saying that, Flanders reached out and grabbed Yi Lingling. Faced with this kind of thing, the people in the Great Soul Fighting Arena did not come forward to stop it. In this case, don't blame Han Yu for not knowing the importance of his actions. With a flash of figure, a figure covered in glazed flames stood in front of Yi Lingling and the others. The hand that Flanders just stretched out was instantly burned. "Teacher." As the flames slowly dissipated, Han Yu's figure appeared in front of everyone. "Han Yu, how dare you appear in front of me?" Yu Xiaojiang's eyes widened and he roared, "Flanders, kill him quickly, he is a scourge to the entire continent." However, the aura he felt from Han Yu reminded Flanders of the scene when he was beaten a few months ago. "It's you actually," Flanders said with a trembling voice. "How dare you hurt my students?" "Ha, very good." As soon as he finished speaking, Han Yu used a falling flame palm to send Yu Xiaogang and Flender flying away. The time is not yet ripe. Killing Flender would be equivalent to fulfilling Lu Erlong and Yu Xiaojiang's needs. Han Yu would not let Yu Xiaogang live so comfortably. When the time comes, one by one, Shrek and these guys, Han Yu will definitely take care of them. Dai Mubai, who bullied the weak and feared the strong, didn't even dare to fart when he saw this. Soon after, under the leadership of Zhao Wuji, everyone in Shrek fled the scene in despair. However, Han Yu's troubles were not over. His palm just now overturned half of the soul fighting platform, which made the senior leaders of the great soul fighting arena unbearable. In an instant, a convoy composed of 3 soul saints, a dozen soul emperors, and dozens of soul kings quickly surrounded Han Yu. "Oh, when Flanders took action just now, you didn't show up. I took action to bring justice to the students, but you jumped out. You really know how to choose the right time in the great soul fighting arena." Han Yu said in a cold tone. The great soul fighting arena was clearly targeting them, which made it difficult for him to endure his violent temper. The old soul saint, who headed the escort team, stood up and said, "I don't care what grudges you have between you, but you need to pay compensation for taking action privately in the great soul fighting arena and destroying the facilities of the great soul fighting arena." Han Yu sneered, "What if I don't?" As he said that, he waved his hand, and fires ignited in many places in the great soul fighting arena, but he also held back. At least he didn't set fire to places where there were people. Seeing that the battle was inevitable, the audience quickly fled the big spirit arena. In just a few minutes, there was not a single spectator in the entire central main fighting arena. "You're so brave, thief!" the leader of the old man shouted, and all the guards behind him activated their martial spirits. "Ha!" Han Yu sneered. He would not just wait for these guys to take action. The fire cloud stick quickly appeared in his palm, and at the same time, a blood-red soul ring appeared under his feet. 100,000-year soul ring. Everyone in the escort team was stunned, and their bodies were stunned on the spot. With 100,000-year soul ring, wouldn't this person in front of me? Han Yu would not give them a chance to think. With a flick of his finger, the fire cloud stick flew high into the sky and quickly grew in size. The 8th soul skill, Fire Cloud Destruction. When this soul skill is released, it is somewhat similar to Demon Conquering Douluo Ascension Crossing. Both were stick-type martial arts, and their soul skills were partially similar, which was considered normal. Han Yu did not dwell on this. As the fire cloud stick fell, everything became quiet. Unfortunately, the dog-licking Qin Ming was concerned about Shrek. When the latter left, he chased after him and did not see this scene. "Senior, please be merciful, please be merciful." A middle-aged man dressed richly and with a bloated body quickly ran out. Just now, Han Yu's blow was not intended to kill these people. To put it bluntly, they are just wage earners, and their students are still behind them. If the scene is too bloody, it might leave a psychological shadow on them. The middle-aged man quickly ran to Han Yu's side and knelt down directly. The little one who has no vision hit the seniors on the top of the mountain. "Please be magnanimous and let them go. These guards are the backbone of the great soul fighting arena. Without their presence, the great soul fighting arena will probably be looted by bandits near Soto City soon." "Humph, you bully the weak and fear the strong." Dugu Yen cursed angrily. However, the situation of the other members of the Imperial fighting team was not optimistic, and she had no time for the stalemate in the spirit fighting arena. Han Yu didn't bother to pay attention to this clown, turned around, picked up Ling Xiao and Zhu Zhuqin, who had consumed a lot of soul power, and left. They definitely can't stay in the great soul fighting arena. Fortunately, when entering the city, the Imperial battle team booked several suites at the Soto Hotel. In the hotel, the injured people were gathered in a room. Tang San's methods were quite vicious, and almost every part of the hidden weapons pierced into everyone's bodies were deadly. "Fortunately, your soul power is not low." Yi Lingling wiped the sweat from his forehead and said with palpitations. She didn't expect that Tang San would actually want to kill Huang Dou's team. She was glad she hadn't been fooled. P.S. There are 3 more chapters, which will be updated at noon. Please subscribe and vote monthly. Thank you to Brother Bai Jin Yiming for the 1,500 starting coin reward, and thank you readers for your monthly votes. 100 monthly passes will be issued this month, and 5 more chapters will be added next month. The author will never break his promise. Chapter 90 Shrek's Loyal Dog. Please subscribe and vote monthly. You are listening at novelfull.audio. All the hidden weapons on everyone's body have been removed after being cleaned by several healing soul masters. Under Yi Lingling's treatment, everyone in the Imperial fighting team recovered. "Those Shrek guys are actually playing tricks on us, aren't they? Grandma, next time we meet them, we will make them pay the price." Yu Qianheng said angrily. The two brothers Shiremo and Shiremo were very calm. Boss, to be honest, this time we were negligent. On a real battlefield, the enemy will use all possible means. Yu Qianheng saw that Han Yu beside him did not speak, and he felt a little embarrassed. As a captain, he was the first to be hit and fell down in the spirit fight. This was quite derelict of his duty. If Han Yu's impression of him deteriorates because of this, then there will be no way to talk about the secret method. Where is Teacher Qin? You are all injured, why didn't you see him come forward? Han Yu asked knowingly. Yu Qianheng looked around and found no sign of Qin Ming. Teacher Qin disappeared after the soul fighting began and has not appeared until now. Yi Lingling said angrily. Just now, Flanders suddenly attacked them. Qin Ming didn't show up at this time. What qualifications does he have to be the leader of the Imperial fighting team? Moreover, if Han Yu hadn't appeared in time, he might have been kidnapped. Teacher Qin must have been delayed for something. If he didn't show up, maybe it wasn't his intention. Yu Tianheng thought for a while and said for Qin Ming. Tianheng, how can you say that? You didn't know what happened just now. Shrek's Dean had already kidnapped Ling Ling. Du Guyen said angrily, if Teacher Han is late, Ling Ling will be captured by them. What should we do then? Yu Tianheng scratched his head in embarrassment. He had been unconscious just now and didn't know what happened next. After thinking about it, he decided to side with Qin Ming. Yanzi, Teacher Qin is our team leader after all. We cannot deny Teacher Qin's contribution to us just because of this incident. Humph, then you should go with Qin Ming. Du Guyen couldn't help but turned around and walked out of the room. As for Qin Ming, whom they were thinking about, they had already arrived in front of the hotel where Shrek was staying. In the room, Flanders had just woken up when he heard Xiao Wuji sighing. Dean, this time we have lost all the money we bet. We have no money to hire a healing soul master. Hongjun, Xiao Wu and Tang San are seriously injured. If not treated in time, their lives may be in danger. What? Flanders sat up suddenly and then remembered. Before the spirit fight began, after seeing Tang San and others' confidence in winning, he put all his money into bets without hesitation. Now that Shrek has lost, not only is the money gone, but everyone is also injured. Flanders calmed down and said helplessly, Old Xiao, that person is the person who robbed me at the beginning. I didn't expect that he would be from Tiando Royal Academy. That attacking his students undoubtedly provoked him, and he was lucky to be able to save his life. Dean, how are you? Dai Mubai and others came in after hearing the voice. I'm okay, it's just the academy. Seeing that each of them was in a low mood, Flanders sighed heavily, but still told the result. The academy is bankrupt, and we don't even have the money to hire a healing soul master. Dean, I still have 10,000 gold soul coins here. Let's hire a healing soul master for Xiaosan and the others first. With that said, Dai Mubai quickly took out the golden soul card from the soul guide. Upon seeing this, Ning Rongrong and Oscar also took out their savings. Hey old Zhao, how is Hongjun? Flanders asked again after putting the gold soul coin into the soul guide. Dean, Hongjun, hey you'd better see for yourself. Ma Hongjun's roots were cut off, and because he didn't get treatment in time, he became infected, and the wound under his crotch even began to fester. With Xiao Wuji's support, Flanders slowly stood up. Just as he was about to check on everyone's injuries, there was a sudden knock on the door of the room. No, Lao Zhao, take the little monsters away quickly. Flanders said hurriedly. They didn't know anyone in the city. When someone knocked on the door, they were not cleaning. There was a high probability that someone was coming to seek revenge. Just as they were preparing to evacuate, they heard a sound outside the door and breathed a sigh of relief. Dean Flender, are you there? I'm Xiao Ming. Old Zhao, did I hear it correctly? Is this the voice? Ha, Dean, you are really Xiao Ming. After saying that, Xiao Wuji opened the door. Standing at the door was none other than their most outstanding graduate from Shrek, Qin Ming. Xiao Ming, why are you here at this time? Flanders said with a forced smile. Seeing that the atmosphere in the room was a bit dull, Qin Ming had already guessed the reason. He slowly bent down and said apologetically to Flanders, I'm sorry, Dean, the Royal Do Sentai are my students. It was me who failed to teach them well, and that's why I injured my juniors. What? Flanders and others were surprised. Dai Mubai and Oscar looked at each other. They didn't expect that the person in front of them was actually their senior. Moreover, the person who injured their teammate was the opponent's student. For a while, everyone found it difficult to accept it. Flanders' face became even stiffer. The Shrek team did not change their names. After seeing their names, why didn't Qin talk to them before the game? At least Flanders won't do anything drastic after the game, Qin explained. Hey, Dean, it's a long story. There are many nobles following the Imperial battle team's trip. I have no chance to leave before the game. As he said that, he turned sideways and saw Tang San and others lying on the bed. How are junior fellow students doing now? Hey, Xiao Ming, I don't blame you for this. Flanders exhaled heavily. In the spirit fighting field, there are no soul skills, and everyone in the Imperial fighting team was also injured by hidden weapons. Flanders understood that there was no point in worrying about who was right and who was wrong. However, now that Qin appears, letting Yi Lingling come over to treat everyone in Shrek can save a lot of expenses. Xiao Ming, this is Hongjun, my direct disciple. Alas, his martial spirit was defective, but now. Seeing the blood stains on the sheets, Qin slowly lifted the quilt covering Ma Hongjun. Junior Hongjun, recalling the scene in the soul fighting arena, Qin was furious. What happened to Ling Xiao? She dared to be so cruel to Junior Hongjun. Dean, just wait, I will go back and bring her here. If she did something wrong, she must take responsibility. Xiao Ming, calm down first. Zhao Wuji took Qin arm and explained, this Ling Xiao came to Shrek Academy to register. Listening to what Zhao Wuji said, Qin immediately sneered and said, oh, it's because of her own talent that she can't enter Shrek Academy. I didn't expect that she would dare to take revenge. It's really unreasonable.